Marvel Rivals' moderation system does not work, and today we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give you an example game proving how utterly broken it is, and then we'll talk some more about some potential solutions. Hey folks, I'm Raven, and I have a question for you. Do you think Marvel Rivals handles toxicity well? Do you feel like reporting people works? I ask because over this season, Rivals, in my personal experience, has become increasingly toxic. I've been called slurs, had throwers, leavers, and flamers in both quick play and casual. Obviously, competitive games always have some level of salt in them. I'm not immune to it, you're not immune to it, everybody gets a little bit grumpy sometimes. That's normal. But there is a difference between being bummed out that you're losing and calling someone slurs, or in today's case, typing you're not going to be playing, not leaving spawn for the entire round to finish the game with 0 on all stats across the board. Now, to be honest, I have hit a breaking point with Rivals. The player you're about to see is so clearly toxic that anybody in any decent ban system could clearly tell they are breaking the rules and they should have been punished. However, at the time of me editing, as you can see right now, no ban. Meaning, for roughly 24 hours after their initial choice to break the community rules, to break the TOS of playing the game, to torpedo a ranked game because they didn't get to play the hero they wanted, they've got to keep going, they've got to keep playing, and they've got to potentially ruin other people's games, which isn't how a good moderation system works. I want to be sympathetic to the devs and how hard it is to moderate a community. I understand it's difficult. But when there is a case like today's video that is so clear in every way, the person said in text chat that they were going to throw, the person sat in spawn for most of the game and only moved enough not to get kicked, and then finished with 0s across the board on their stats. I struggle to find sympathy because we know the game can track movement stats. It does it for Jeff, it tracks how far you swam and then totals it up on your profile. We know the game keeps track of your stats in general. So why is somebody able to do nothing for an entire game and the moderation system not go, wait a minute, that's fishy? And then when they get reported by several people from the game for throwing, do they continue to exist within the community? Now, obviously, I'm not asking you guys as a community to find and harass this player. If you meet them in game, don't harass them. I don't want that. But I do believe we as a community need to do a better job at making it clear to the Rivals dev team, we do not want players like this in our community. They make it harder for new players to enter the game. They ruin any type of competitive integrity. They make quick play less fun. They aren't valid or valuable community members. They have nothing to contribute apart from hoping they don't throw a tantrum over some arbitrary factor that is by no means acceptable as an excuse for their behavior. That being said, here are the clips I've chosen to display from the game, and here is the replay code for the game, in case you want to ensure that I'm not misrepresenting this player in any way, which I'm not, but I'd understand if you guys want to check, or if you're just curious to see what the game was like itself. I can tell you now, it was miserable to play. Chokin Gaga. What an awful name, that's so gross. That's such a gross name. Yeah, I don't get any uppies this game, they banned Groot. It's very sad. Wait, are they still AFK in spawn? Doesn't matter, they'll get kicked in a minute. Yeah, I don't know. I just let them do what they want.
Oh, they moved, so I'm done.
It doesn't matter. The game should really be able to detect stuff like this. Players like this just shouldn't have accounts. Like, this isn't like a warn them for it once thing. This is a they're throwing a tantrum because they didn't get their way, so they should just be permabanned. You're so good at the game, Punisher. Get Are you my good sir? I'm alright. We have somebody that's refusing to play because they want Jeff and I'm on Jeff. So they were locked in Widow and haven't left spawn the entire game. which is real fun. I gave him a free shot.
How much do we lose?
I don't know, but I'm in negatives now. I lost
Minus
20 points
18.
for that. I lost 20 points. I don't care. If you throw like that, you should be permanently banned. I don't care. I've been tilted before. I've never went out of my way to AFK through a game and throw an entire game for all 11 other people. Like, sure, the other people didn't get punished. In fact, they got a win for it. But, like, it doesn't matter. That's a permaban. Instantly. There's video evidence of it. The entire lobby reported him. He went AFK and didn't leave spawn. The game should be better at detecting it, but it isn't. That should be a permaban. In what world isn't that a permaban? Like, genuinely. In what world? I can't think of a single excuse. Oh, he was tilted? Well, grow up. But you're playing a game. Don't throw it for everybody else just because you're in a bad mood. This community is so toxic, and I'm so sick of it. I've been called slurs all season, I've had people leave the game all season, I've had people do this all season, constantly. Why? Because I'm playing Jeff. Why? Because they wanted to play a hero they didn't get. Why? Because they lost the first 5 seconds of the game, so they're going to give up. It's genuinely worse than League of Legends, it's worse than Dota, it's worse than any other game I can think of. I've never played a game with such a weird juxtaposition of the sweetest community I've ever met and the most toxic assholes in the world. Like, genuinely. But I played Overwatch, and Overwatch has never been this bad. I want to be like a positive space within Marvel Rivals as a community, but it's genuinely really difficult. Because this game just, it's so hard to not just say, everybody in this community is a and I can't be arsed with them. My fun and my love for this game is being drained by the level of toxicity within the community. They need to be they need to be 10 times harsher. I would rather them overcorrect and have to unban people than do what they're doing now, where people like that person in that game, chances are, won't get banned because it doesn't work. The system doesn't work. The fact that they were able to do 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 all game and the system didn't go, wait a minute, they've never shot someone, they've never landed a bullet, they've never done anything. Like, why is that an option? Look at their stats at the end of the game and be like, okay, well, you've clearly done all game. We know that you've broken the rules. If you want to be extra careful, combine that with at least a report or two from the team, and it makes it even more obvious that they were throwing. But instead, the devs do nothing about it. The game continues to get more toxic. It continues to become less fun. The community continues to infight over everything, and I'm just sick of it. I want to play this game, and I want to have fun. And I play a silly shark character. I should be able to play the ranked game mode where we put in some level of effort to win without getting called slurs, flamed, yelled at for my picks, or having people go AFK every game, disconnect because they're in a bad mood. That if you log into the game and you're in a bad mood, you need to have the self-control to say I shouldn't keep playing, and if you don't, have the self-control to shut the up. Because Jaden, here's a really simple example. This game, I played Jeff badly this game, yeah? I had a bad game on Jeff. But look at my stats. I died far too much. I didn't have as much kill impact as I could. I only had 2 final hits, but there are stats there. Look at this person. They were in the game the entire time. What do you notice about their stats? 0. Nothing. Nothing. 0. They didn't play the game. I understand in some cases it is really complicated and hard to tell, but there are also cases like this where it is the most blatant thing in the world and they should be banned by the time the game finishes. You lose all leniency when this person isn't banned within minutes. We're like 5 or 6 months into the game's life at this point. June, it will be over 6 months. Just past over a year old if you include closed alpha. Just the inability to moderate their community is astounding. And so frustrating. And it's just disappointing. Now, obviously, I was very emotional at that point, and I was quite irritated. During the match, I was in content creator brain, where I was sort of ignoring the issue and just, trying to still be entertaining because I was live at the time. So I wasn't letting it get to me, but then afterwards, as my chat and I were talking about it, my feelings sort of came out about the match, like my genuine feelings about how irritating it is. And again, here's the replay code if you would like to rewatch the game to make sure that how I am feeling is genuinely fair. But I promise, you can watch it, watch their point of view. They didn't play the game. And again, to reinforce it, They are not banned yet. They're still playing the game. Their account is still fine. They have not been punished. They are still allowed to exist within our community. And I need you to ask yourself how you would feel if this person was in your game. Would they make your game experience more fun? Are they the type of person you would want to duo with? Probably not. So Marvel Rivals needs to do a better job at moderating its community. It needs a better system that is harsher and punishes people way more strictly than it currently does. Getting a slap on the wrist for calling people slurs or for entirely throwing a game is no longer good enough, because all it does is allow people to abuse the system to try and bully people into getting their way. This player was upset that I was playing Jeff when they wanted to play Jeff. Some of you will be going, Raven, why didn't you just give them Jeff? Anyone that watches my stream will probably already be aware I have a zero tolerance policy towards just rolling over for people that are actively trying to hold a game hostage. If you give them what they want, you're going to be teaching them that that type of behavior is acceptable. If you take a child to the shop and they throw a tantrum because you're not giving them the candy bar they want, you don't then buy them the candy bar. You tell them no, to get grip and to behave, and then they might get it next time. If he'd have locked in Jeff before me, I wouldn't have thrown a tantrum and not played the game. I would have warned them that I've been one-tricking Jeff this season, so I'm rusty on other heroes, and then I would have done my best to try and win the game. Unfortunately, I truly believe the only real way to tackle behavior like this is for an overhaul of the moderation system. It clearly isn't very good at reacting to reports or auto-detecting bad behavior, and even when it does, I've never been banned, so I don't actually know the exact ban periods, but I know they aren't strong enough because they aren't disincentivizing bad behavior. I have had people tell me that they've already been banned previously and they don't care. It isn't something players care about. It needs to be strong enough that people do not want it to happen to them. So instead of typing, they realize, oh, I'm going to get banned if I speak shit here, so I'm going to bite my tongue. Now, obviously, this is a far more negative video than my general vibe. I feel like my channel is positive generally, and I try to keep things light. So to make up for this, I want to talk about something incredibly cool and important a member of our community is doing. One of our cultists, Kat, is going to be doing the Macmillan Swim for Cancer. For those who aren't aware, it's when somebody signs up to swim the length of the channel in about a 2-month period to help raise money for cancer and cancer support, which is something that is incredibly cool to do and makes Kat a very dope little cultist. So if you are somebody that has the financial means to, I'm going to put a donation link in the description, I'm going to pin it at the top comment, and hopefully we can raise just some amount of money to help support them in doing this very, very cool thing. Because it would be awesome if we could take this negative thing from the Marvel Rivals community and do something very cool and positive with it instead. Thank you for watching, everybody. A regular video will resume as of Friday or Saturday. I will see you then, and have a wonderful rest of your day.